Hey guys, Josh from Dykus Enterprises and Dykus Racing here. So, I'm sitting here in my truck, just got some McDonald's, waiting to hop on the highway here. We're getting ready to head down to southern Maryland, around Easton area, and we're taking a quick look at a flat track kart. So, as you've noticed, probably over the past month or two, our pages have been a little slow. Our business has picked up a hell of a lot, and we've been keeping busy with that, and we really haven't had the time or money, to be honest, to do a whole lot of SCDRA racing or any other class for that matter. So what we're looking into doing right now is riding out, picking up a flat track kart, and starting to do some flat track racing. It's a little cheaper. It doesn't require as much prep or as much time. It's something that we can go out on a little bit shorter notice and actually, race and enjoy, have some fun. And it's also something that we want to get into with the company as well, into doing some performance engine builds, some kart parts and things like that. So it's kind of dual purpose. It's going to be a fun little play toy, something we can go out and race with a bit. And it's also going to be a little bit of an R&D tool for the company. So multi-purpose here. With that being said, right now we are looking at probably getting rid of the SCDRA VW. We're doing some work on that now, some engine work, some wiring work, buttoning up some body work and a few other odds and ends on it. And then we're probably going to put it back up for sale. Not that we're done with SCDRA by any means necessary. We want to build a different car for SCDRA class anyway. Something that we're a little more familiar with, as we don't know a whole lot about VWs. That was kind of new territory for us. So we're trying to get into, something a little bit more familiar. Chevy, Dodge, something along those lines. So we're going to end up finishing this car up, getting it buttoned up, and putting it up for sale. We'll do a video on it once it goes up for sale. And some of you may know that we also have a Nissan SER V-Spec car that we were talking about building possibly for SCDRA. That's still up on the table. We're kind of debating whether or not we want to build it and race it in SCDRA, or if we just want to turn it into a roller, cage it, and sell it. Because once again, we don't know a whole lot about Nissan motors. We've never really built them or tuned them or done any, a whole lot of work with them. So we're kind of leaning more towards going, something like a Cavalier, a Cobalt, maybe a Neon, something that, we have a little bit more experience with those motors and those platforms, building and tuning them. So we'll see how it goes. We've also been looking into the Super Truck class that runs at Middleford Speedway. They just reopened this year. Congrats to them. Huge congrats. It's nice to see that track open and running again. So we're talking about possibly picking up a 4-cylinder S10 to build for that class sometime next year to run it in 2021, maybe 2022. We'll see. But currently, like I said, we're heading out looking at this flat track kart. It's a really good deal. It's a complete kart. Everything minus the seat, according to the ad. Comes with a 5 horsepower Briggs & Stratton flathead motor. It'd be a good spare motor, maybe something to run in different classes with, but we're probably looking at running a Predator 212 class with this chassis. So hopefully it's as good as it looks. It looks a little rough around the edges, needs a little cleanup work and, a couple upgrades here and there. I know it needs a seat, but supposedly it runs, it races, doesn't have any major issues with it. Fingers crossed that's how it actually turns out. We'll get all winter to kind of build it, play with it, tune it, and then hopefully have it out at the start of spring, assuming that, we don't get dumped on with snow this year, and have a pretty good racing season with it. There's a lot of local backyard tracks that are starting to get more popular that we've been noticing a lot of people racing at, and that's something we want to check out. It looks cool, it looks fun. We're all about supporting small family-owned and operated businesses, and when we can support a small family-owned and operated racetrack in someone's backyard, that's even cooler. So we'll let you know when we end up doing any races. I'm pretty sure the flat track kart season is pretty much over. I don't think we're going to have enough time to get this kart gone over, put together, tuned, and out this season just because of how late in the year it is. But if we can, we'll let you know, and we'll definitely get some footage of it. So we're going to hit the road. We'll check back in a little bit later after we've picked up the kart, if we buy the kart. And hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll be driving home with a new play toy. We'll check in with you soon. Alright guys, so real quick, we just left about 5-10 minutes ago from meeting the people with the go-kart, and we bought it. So we got a good price on it. It seems like a good deal from what we saw. We got it loaded into the truck. We didn't want to do any filming there because we were at a fire station and we didn't have permission. So I figured better be safe than sorry, and we didn't film there. So we're heading down the road right now. We're going to try to find an empty parking lot that I can pull over into, and we can take a good look at the go-kart real quick, kind of give you guys a quick overview, show you what it looks like, and then after we get it back into a shop and, you know, load it up, or unload it into the shop, I should say, we'll do another video kind of taking a real good look at it, seeing what it is, seeing what came with it, and figuring out what we're going to do with it. So I'm going to find a place to pull over, and we'll take a look at this. Alright, so here we are in the middle of nowhere, somewhere in southern Maryland, not exactly sure where. I'm assuming somewhere maybe around Cedar Point, don't know. I know I'm about roughly half an hour outside of Mechanicsville, because we passed the signs for MIR quite a while ago coming down here. But we do have the kart. This is it. She's not pretty yet, but most of it's there. So it came with a 5 horsepower Briggs & Stratton motor that's currently running off of gas with a gas carburetor. I do have an alcohol carburetor to go with it, and it's a mystery motor. He's got no idea what has been done to it, if it's built, if it's stock, so on and so forth. So that'll be interesting. It does have the side plates. They're a little chewed up, and it's got a cover on the front. It's a little beat up. Doesn't look like anything's cracked on it, thankfully, though. 4-5 actually good wheels. The tires are junk. They're dry rotted. They're cracked. They're flat. You can see they're pretty rotted, pretty cracked. So we're gonna have to get all new tires for it anyway because we're running slicks. But he's got some other gears for it. It's got a brand new brake master cylinder that they said is off of some type of a motorcycle. They're not entirely sure what, but they assure me that it does work. So we're gonna find out. Obviously it's missing a seat. The seat that they said that was in it anyway was a little bit too small for me. I'm a little heftier than that. Let's get a little bit of a wider view on that. So, not a bad deal for what I paid. I only got $350 into it, plus about a 4-hour round trip. All in all, not too hateful. So, I think it was a good deal. It needs a little TLC. We're gonna strip it down. We're gonna inspect all the welds. The whole chassis is gonna get reprimed, repainted. I've already seen a few things on it that need to be repaired or slightly modified here and there. We're gonna end up tearing that 5 horsepower motor down, seeing if anything's been done to it, if so, what. And we're probably gonna be running a Predator 212 in this. Most of the tracks we've been looking at, that's what a lot of the classes are running, are Predator 212s. So we'll see. We're going to keep that 5 horsepower Briggs for now, and see if we can't find a couple of flathead classes to run it in maybe. But we'll see how it goes. Pardon me, McDonald's is getting to me a little bit. So, all in all, I'm happy with it. I'm looking forward to getting it back to the shop, getting it unloaded, and, you know, checking it out, starting to tear it down and get some work done on it. It's going to make for a nice little fall/winter project. for me and for the company. We'll be able to do some R&D work off of it, start getting some kart production parts coming out, and it'll also be a nice, cheap, easy way to keep the team racing next season. Like I said, we're still kind of unsure of what our plans are for next season. We are definitely going to be racing. It's just a matter of what we're racing, and we're going to talk about that in another video. We're going to go over some of the plans that we have for next race season, what you guys may see us racing or may not see us racing. Like I said, there's been some talk about possibly getting rid of the SCDRA car, the VW one that is, and maybe moving over into something else, or possibly moving into the Delaware Super Truck class and racing pickup trucks instead. But who knows? You know, with the way 2020's gone so far, you know, I don't want to say anything for sure for 2021. We were hoping for a much better season this year, and just between the pandemic, work, and everything else that happened, this season's just been a pretty bad bust for us. But we're hoping to, you know, end the season on a good note. Got a new kart. You know, we're fixing up and doing some modifications to the SCDRA car to get it back on the track. Whether we're running it or selling it, we'll see. So it should be interesting. Alright, well, we still have about an hour and a half ride back to the shop. So, we're going to get this thing strapped down the rest of the way, keep it from rolling around any, and then we're going to hit the road again. This is probably going to be the end of this video. By the time I get back to the shop, it's going to be pretty dark out. Sadly, the sun's going down pretty early today, and I only got about another hour's worth of light. So we're going to head back to the shop, get this unloaded, and then we'll shoot another video tomorrow. We'll take a look at the chassis a little bit closer, take a look at the motor a little bit closer, and possibly start breaking it down. We'll have to see what shop work we have going on for it. So, per usual, if you like the video, subscribe, leave a comment, check us out on Facebook and Instagram, and I'll catch you guys next time.